speaking of making transportation cheaper, SpaceX. This is some news.
This is the official Elon Musk podcast.
It really is. All we ever talk about is that guy. It's pretty cool. That
genius.
guy's... No, stupid genius. Way to go.
That guy.
So smart.
His innovating's really getting on my
freaking
nerves.
Billionaire has money.
It's interesting because when I hear him, Jeff Bezos, who's Amazon CEO, and Bezos, I don't know. He comes across a little pretentious.
Yeah.
But
definitely competition there.
Yeah, but Elon Musk, when he doesn't...
His name is Musk. I mean, that's just built-in pretension, right? Musk. Like, you have to be that guy.
You better be an inventor.
You better do something. Your name is not helping you out.
Anyways, when he talks in press conferences, he doesn't come across as pretentious and highfalutin as Bezos.
Elon Musk?
Yeah, I don't get that feeling from him. You do?
Yeah, he definitely has.
I don't think so.
Did you see the YouTube video he tweeted out and then he deleted the tweet?
Oh, well then okay.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah.
If you suck.
But did you not
No,
see
I didn't see it.
So the Falcon 9 rocket landed on the barge.
Okay, so let's talk about that
first.
We'll
talk about that and I'll get to the funny video he wrote.
And they've done this a few times. They've tried.
This is the fourth attempt. Everyone has failed, obviously. This is the first successful one. But, one of them was, one of the strut, they landed it, but the strut broke and it fell over and exploded. The other time, it just dove right into the barge, exploded. So this is the first time, and the barge is autonomous, so it's just a robot going out there, hit a button. Okay, I'm going to go out there, pick up this rocket, and come back. And he said that the rocket can be relaunched by, June or July of this year.
Yeah, so
that's the whole point.
Yeah, so the idea is, rocket takes off, and you need the extra...
payload.
Yeah, extra propulsion before you get to a point where you're at, 0 Gs, and then a smaller rocket can take it where it needs to go, right?
Yep.
And then normally that rocket falls off and then crashes into the earth.
It just becomes debris for years and years until it eventually falls, yeah.
Yeah, so, and it cost, I was reading a report, $60 to $90 million to make a rocket. So they're saving $60 to $90 million by doing this.
Yep.
Which is insane.
As long as it's not only 1 out of 5.
Right. Well, you have to get it right at least the first time, right? The thing that was interesting about it is they did a live stream of the
whole launch.
Yeah, the SpaceX, everyone who works there, they all piled into this kind of corridor area, and they've got the command center glassed off, and everyone's, they're they got all the headsets on, and they're talking to each other, and they're actually
space talk, numbers.
Yeah, numbers.
Martian bullshit.
numbers. I like your, and so everyone's, just waiting, and then it takes off, and they're like, oh, they're excited because it's blown up.
It's blown up before, yeah.
It's blown up in takeoff. All right, cool. Step 1, we got it. Then it keeps going, and then it detaches and then does a flip. And then comes back down, straight down, and lands. And of course, it lands. It stays straight up. It doesn't fall over. And everyone loses their mind. It
just goes ape, just yeah!
Like they just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. It's so cool.
For their professions, they probably did. I mean, cost how much to get here? I mean, it is history being made, really, if you think about it. Especially if the future of rocketeering and all that kind of stuff is heading where it's supposed to be.
Well, yeah. I mean, right now, I think the U.S. pays Russia to send our astronauts up or to send supplies up. So now with
supplies, they've contracted out to SpaceX before,
right?
And another company here. But yeah, I think they do get engines from there too.
But eventually, you have the private industry. This is what's crazy to me is no, it might be because of funding and things like that. But NASA, they're further along than NASA. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say that. NASA's kind of doing their own thing, but it does make more sense if it pays NASA because they're a government body. It probably a lot more money to put something in the space,
right?
Where you can just say, "Hey, SpaceX, do you mind putting these experiments in space for us?" Yeah, sure, no problem.
But think about it: if
all want to explode, let's just go.
I think they're going to obviously master it before they start doing other things. But think about it: you save $60 to $90 million every launch. That's
huge.
That's insane.
How do you know how much that is a percentage of the entire cost of the launch?
I'm sure it's a large percentage. I mean, it's
just the construction of it is what's really expensive.
Yeah, and every time when it fell over and exploded, you saw the $60 to $90 million.
Not again.
Not getting a bonus this year. So it's cool. I guess Jeff Bezos is Blue Origin.
Yeah.
And so they did it recently.
So that's the trash time that comes. So Elon did his thing, couldn't land his rocket, right? And then the Blue Origin one landed on land by itself and stood there.
But I guess the big thing is it didn't go into a certain point in space. It went up to it didn't go as high are as
I didn't know that.
far along in space.
So I know that was like there was some talking there, between CEOs, like, hey, I landed mine by itself, and they relaunched the reusable rocket.
I love the idea of like billionaires fighting over. I got my rocket to land. What are you doing with your life,
Evil
loser?
geniuses.
Yeah, exactly.
And then now he does it on water where he's failed before. So it's actually really big. It's a big deal because now you can because I'm sure it's more of a risk to land a rocket on land than it's in just the middle of the ocean.
Yeah. Well, that's how you get like supervillains, right? They're in the crash site and they get like a superpower from that.
Exactly.
No, but I know Jeff Bezos tweeted at Elon Musk after Atlanta. He's like, "Welcome to the club." It's like, you're such a jerk. Like, really? Like, you can't just be like, "Congratulations," period, and stop tweet. But he has to be like,
"Well, it's competition, man. It's what keeps the innovation going." So
no, I know. It's good that we have evil geniuses.
Anyway, the funny video
from Elon Musk, right?
Yeah, he tweeted this out and then he removed it. But it's the video of the ship landing, the Falcon 9 rocket landing. But it's the Lonely Island song, "I'm on a Boat," playing in the background.
Nice, very cool.
Yeah, it's like a minute. It's like a minute long. It's hilarious. And then he removed it.
Why do you remove it?
I don't know.
I thought he did something pretentious. That's actually makes him cooler.
It is. No, he is cool. That's why it's like, why did you delete it, Elon? It's so cool.
Yeah, so I think, like I said, it's going to be interesting. I mean, it makes space travel hopefully a lot more affordable, and maybe we'll. Mm-hmm. I also read this. No one owns parts of the moon. There's there's
as far as we know,
you just like share it.
No, if you wanted to go
got half that thing.
No, if you wanted to go up to the moon, you could go. Nothing's stopping you from like building a house. I mean, obviously, the whole
property taxes.
No, but seriously, you could go to the moon.
The first person that builds the house, then he help the next person build a house and charge them taxes.
Exactly.
That's how government starts.
We need
right?
to get there first.
Yeah, so
Let's go, guys. Guys, we're starting a Kickstarter. Get us to the moon, people.
Start building a house.
How awesome would that be? Anyways, what were you gonna say? You had something or?
You keep doing. You keep cutting you off before I can get to it, and then I forget by the time you get there.
What is NASA up to? You said they're doing other things.
No, I remember.
Okay.
Do they reuse the other part of the rocket?
No, just like the base bottom. It almost looks like the bottom 2/3 of the rocket almost, but.
No, I mean, because when you take the rocket, then you shoot your other rocket off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That one comes back and lands sometimes.
Nope, none of these.
They never do?
No, I think they just leave.
There's like boosters and stuff.
I told you there's
what comes back down? What comes back down?
The rocket, the main rocket that took it up there.
With the astronaut in it.
There's no astronaut. This is all autonomous.
He's talking about
about standard.
Where does that go? Where does the other rocket go?
Yeah,
I told you it's floating.
I think there's. Yeah, I guess there's.
No, like the one that had the guy. Okay, there's a rocket, a giant rocket, and there's a guy in a spacecraft, and he's shot in space.
Yeah.
Where does that go after it's in space? He lands it again, doesn't he?
Yeah, or docks to the space station. But there are no shuttles anymore. There are no space shuttles.
Nope, nobody does that.
No, you ferry guys up and you leave them there in a pod or something like that, and you come back down
or something like that.
Or you just leave the space up there.
You'll be fine. Go up there. We'll put you in a pod or something like that.
Space shuttles have all been retired.
I told you.
Space shuttles way cooler.
They're all retired though.
That's
what NASA's working on. I believe so. Is working on a next generation of shuttle, and then I know they're working on like ion engines. So that's going to be the real thing that gets us to Mars.
There we go.
Electric engines and all that kind of stuff.
Ion engines. That sounds cool.
Oh, ion engines.
Sounds like Iron Man.
Exactly. Anything else?
No, it was cool. It was cool stuff.
All right. All right. Well, let's wrap up the podcast.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's do it.
If you want to, if you're listening to the audio version, again, go to YouTube. You can see our beautiful faces. Or you can check us out. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's at Sit Down Standard, and then you can be in touch with us as to when we broadcast the podcast live and do live Q&A. And you can, of course, email us. Which we want before we want to tell one of our super fans, JB, happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
happy
JB.
Birthday, JB.
You're amazing. Super fan JB right there.
So, but if you want to send us an email, if you want to be a super fan, send us an email at
sitdownstandard@gmail.com.
You can tell us things to review, check out. Just tell us what you're doing.
We'll give you a your day, man. How you doing, buddy? Just send us an email. I had the worst day, Sit Down Standard, guys. I don't care. Send us whatever. We'll read it.
FML.
Yeah.
SMH. Whenever I see SMH, I'm like, what is that? Because my mind immediately goes to it's got to be some kind of bad word or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I'm always like, I can't figure it out. I have to ask my wife, and she's like, SMH.
SMH that you don't know what SMH means.
Exactly.
Again, Jordan, if you want to email us, what's the email address?
Sitdownstandard at gmail.com.
Hey, there you go. You got it. Almost went Yahoo on it. Till next time. Bye.
See ya.
Later.